Hello everybody and welcome back to a new episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I'm your host, here with Gizmo, joined us by Massive Das.
Hello everyone.
And of course, Mr. CW Lanky.
Hello.
So boys, it's another week. We've survived. How do you feel about surviving, Pengi?
Pretty good.
Pretty happy to be alive. Good.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've got that covered, Chris, the news, the Chris Pengles news desk. Time for some news.
Mate, what if Craig isn't happy about me? Like,
Craig's an Arsenal fan. He's so happy right now.
Wow, is he? Because we're still going to win the league.
Arsenal women.
Oh,
Didn't say men's.
Yeah. Well, they're not that.
But Pengles, how many news items?
There's 9.
Oh, Baker's dozen.
Yes. Number 1, Embracer Group has unembraced. They have split into 3 groups. So you got Asomdi, which is the tabletop games division. You got Coffee Stain and Friends for indie and AA, and THQ Nordic come under AA and indie. And then we've got the last one, it's Middle Earth Enterprise and Friends for AAA, which includes Crystal Dynamics. So,
and Friends, Craig.
Yeah.
I love how they couldn't even be bothered to come up with names for this. They've just gone, I'm friends.
Mm.
You know your company's in meltdown when you're like doing that, don't you?
And Knuckles.
Yeah. So obviously confirms THQ is AA/indie, being part of Coffee Stain, and it's going to be weird if the new Tomb Raider comes out, that's going to have a Middle Earth logo pop up, like, when the game starts.
Maybe that's the
deceived.
new setting that we're going to have Lara Croft in Mordor. Maybe that's what we're going for.
You're telling me you wouldn't buy that game? Because I'd buy that game.
I'd be all over it.
Right.
I would be all over it, Dave.
Shadow of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, they did that.
Yeah, they did that. So.
Basically, someone just needs to save the Middle Earth part of it, don't they? That's what essentially where
I
we're
got
at.
20 quid. Embracer if you're listening.
Someone just needs to take that away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And and the rest of it, I guess, just dies.
Yeah, I think
Big
IDOS
implosion.
is also part of the AAA team and stuff like that. Yeah, so that has happened. I don't know, obviously all the news is how they split and that. I don't really know business reasons and stuff. Why? Obviously, there must be reasons why they decided to split into 3 and how they've done it and stuff. But get excited for Middle Earth and Enterprise and Friends games at some point.
Do we think this time next year that the Embracer is to exist?
Well, I guess they don't exist now. I don't really know if you count them as existing or not, but it's very weird. I can see someone
the 3 smaller ones will survive now.
Yeah.
So no, at least one of them will.
Or I could see someone coming along going, could I buy Middle Earth Enterprise and Friends, please? Or something. And just buying that with Crystal Dynamics and Tomb Raider IP and the Lord of the Rings stuff, etc.
It does feel like that's kind of what they've done, isn't it? They've split themselves into like a more viable group. Because no one wanted to buy all the 16 million studios that they have, which don't seem to be doing anything, right?
Yeah.
No one wants them, but they've made this little package now. I guess they've cast their web to see what they get.
Yeah, that's it. But anyway, number 2 on the news. This past Wednesday, 2 N64 games came to the NSO, and that's Extreme G and Iggy's Wrecking Balls. Are you excited for either of these days?
Not immediately. How about you?
Not really, no. But it's new N64 games on the NSO. Can't be that much left they can add from the N64. To be honest,
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Did either of you play the originals back in the day?
Well, you've played more N64 than I have, Craig. So, as I've explained many times, so probably not.
I think I played some Extreme G, but definitely never played Iggy's Wrecking Balls.
Now's your chance, Pengi.
Apparently, it's not very good. So.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, that was that on that service. Number 3 on the news on a different service, Star Wars Jedi Survivor joined EA Play this past Thursday.
Hell,
Obviously, we've
yes.
all played it, but I believe you didn't finish it, Dave.
I did not.
So will you be going back to finishing it?
I shall. Yeah, it's already downloaded. We'll be getting on that at some point very soon. I just needed to sell the game because I needed money, so I didn't play it very much.
Yeah.
Such is the way with my life, boys.
Yes. Will you go back to it, Craig? Get any more achievements or whatever, or not bothered?
No, I think I pretty much maxed out on the achievements I could have got without doing some real tedious shit. So no, probably won't go back. I'm guessing they've, because I think part of the problem for a lot of people was the frame rate, wasn't it? Especially in the hub world. I don't know if they fixed that yet for you, Dave.
I hope so. I mean,
good
it was a problem
timing
with
for
the
you,
first
I
one,
think.
wasn't it? So
Yeah, they eventually fixed that, didn't they? When we got the One X version and all that good shit. So
Yes. Number 4, we had a showcase this past week for Metaphor ReFantasio, and it had a date for October 11th. So, I guess you're both excited for this one. I guess for you, Craig, it's more about points in Fantasy League, where Dave is more about excited to play a fantasy Persona game.
yeah, I think it looks really good. I think it's really promising. I think the changes they've made to the Persona formula, having some of the real-time stuff for like battles and just a different setting, I think is quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to giving it a go once I've finished Reload. But yeah.
Good stuff.
I only watched the first because it was like a 25-minute presentation just for this game, essentially, right? I only watched like the first 2 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, this looks cool, right?" But yeah, once I've finally given Persona a go, if I like Persona, then I can see me being excited about this in October.
Yeah,
it was weird as well seeing because they had the because obviously Xbox got this weird like partnership with Atlas at the moment, haven't they? So like, they showed the first trailer, then like an Xbox logo page. Like that's weird. It's odd.
I love it.
Yeah, when they showed the physical, showing like the Xbox version, I was like, that's really odd.
Yeah, I don't think it even mentioned like PlayStation, or I don't know if it is on Switch, but it definitely mentioned PlayStation.
No.
And you're like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
God.
No,
but we're all for it.
Yeah, it's not coming to the Switch. Maybe it comes to the Switch too, but not the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking of Switch, or more Nintendo, number 5 on the thing, Nintendo won't allow Samus in Fortnite because they don't want Samus on other platforms.
Yeah, not a surprise for anyone at all.
So you can play Master Chief on your Nintendo, you can play Kratos on your Xbox, but nope, no Samus allowed on anything else.
It's a weird decision, because I really don't see how this hurts the brand at all in any way. If anything, it just raises awareness, right? It's just free marketing.
Yeah, Nintendo are terrified of free marketing. I don't know why.
Because I know, like we all know who Samus is, but I bet most kids who play Fortnite wouldn't have a clue who Samus is. Exactly. You put that on Fortnite, and it kind of, what's this shit? Oh, okay,
yeah.
it's just
they are a
cool little game on the
like that, to be honest.
Cool little game on the Switch. You know what I mean? It just seems odd, very odd.
But that is Nintendo for you.
It is.
Yeah. Number 6, not Nintendo. Xbox has announced the indie show for Monday, which will be 6 o'clock in the UK, and will feature Dungeons of Hinterberg, 33 Immortals, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, and many others. Out of them, I'm excited about Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, because it is from Dungeons of Hinterberg, kind of keen on, had the weird sort of art style. 33 Immortals, not really my thing from what we've seen, and obviously many others. You guys going to be watching this indie show?
Yeah, if I'm not at the gym, I'll probably watch that. We'll see.
Yes.
You know, there's too many indie games, but there's lots of stuff on Game Pass. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad you've done the conversion for times for me, Pengi. Because I was expecting that service from you anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give it a watch on Monday.
Yeah.
So partnered up with IGN for this as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I
Which is
believe.
hilarious because all the comments I saw was just like, why are we going for IGN? So yeah, it sounds like it's actually a showcase as opposed to remember they used to do those like weird Twitch shows which would be like 8
7 hours long.
hours long, and you'd be like, I'm not sitting here and watching this. Whereas this is like an idea. It sounds like it's a presentation, right? An ideal experts presentation. So hopefully it's not like
Yeah,
that at all.
hopefully it's similar to the recent Nintendo one, but obviously
Yeah.
with thing. Of course, I've already seen people saying, "Will Silksong be here?"
No,
It's not
No,
gonna be.
ma'am.
absolutely not. I think
Because
it's there's 20 games, right?
yeah,
And I imagine it's nice when Xbox do these showcases because pretty much the only indie games most of us play are through services, right?
Mm.
And you know that a lot of these will be on Game Pass. So
yeah,
you're actually watching your show, you'll be like, I probably will play quite a lot of this. Whereas like
yeah,
some of these, we've had a lot of indie shows recently, and I'll be watching and be like, this is kind of cool, but I'm probably not going to buy a lot of these games for £25 or however much they are. So yeah, it'd be nice to actually watch the show and be like, I probably will end up playing quite a lot.
yeah. Like out of the three that they've mentioned, Dungeons and 33, I think are Game Pass. I don't think Lost Records, Bloom and Rage is Game Pass. But I guess that's kind of a big one to have at the show, being Don't Nod and being from the Life is Strange team originally, sort of thing. So I guess that's why that's there from that. Number 7, Meta announces Meta Horizon OS, and will be going sort of third party compared kind of to Android, and 2 new headsets have been announced. So there's an Asus ROG high performance gaming headset coming, and Lenovo are doing ones which are built more around casual use. And that's not all. There's also a limited edition Quest 3 based on the Xbox brand to celebrate the cloud partnership. And there's been various other things like App Lab's going to be integrated with the store. Steam Leak's going to be easier to use, and they want to get Google Play on there. So they're opening up the OS, like I said, to be more like mobile. So other headsets will also have the Meta Store and Meta games on there, sort of thing. What do you think of this one then, Davey?
I think it's pretty good news. For it to go open source, it's just a big move because I think we've talked about it on many a show that the biggest problem with VR, biggest problem with VR is its price, but the second biggest problem with VR is that it's not unified. There's no need for there to be 6 headsets that have 6 different stores. So having a more unified approach, I think, will absolutely benefit the whole medium in general.
Yeah,
like Apple's doing their big expensive headset, so that there's clearly growth in the area, and I think the rest of them are looking at this and going, well, if we can make a headset without having to do a lot of the hard work, which is making stuff run well, then brilliant. And especially for someone like for Microsoft, like they had the HoloLens plan for a while, and I think they were like, R&D's too expensive. So if we can partner with Meta, partner with ROG, partner with Lenovo, put this headset out, everyone's got a Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just another way to play games.
Yeah. The only curious thing, so go back to phones, like my phone is pretty old. Like I cannot play, it won't even let me download it, Final Fantasy Ever Crisis because it's old. But obviously this is going to be the Meta Horizon OS, so I have meta games on it. So I don't really know what like a high performance gaming headset can offer over the current Quest 3, I guess better lenses or something, better battery life.
So there is a ROG version of the phone as well. Like that's one of the reasons I think they're doing. Obviously, they do the handheld console thing. It just means that if they can put more RAM in it, and they can put more this, more that, everything will just run better. Because you think the highest end Quest is the Pro, right?
And then sort of, yeah. It's weird because the Pro is more designed for around like doing work and stuff.
Yeah, I just think it means that more stuff will work. So like they can probably offer an ASOS ROG store to download like Half-Life Alyx, for example, or like some Steam VR games will run on it because it essentially thinks it's a PC or whatever. But yeah, more performance is always good for VR anyway, just because it runs smoother.
Yeah.
Any thoughts at all, Craigo?
You two are speaking a different language to me at this point. I can say Chelsea are 1-0 down already, though, so that's saying.
That's good. Who are they playing?
Aston Villa.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Number 8, and keeping on the VR theme, it's actually been a busy week for VR because this week saw 4 new releases for the Quest, and that's Astra, Note Challenge, Arcade Paradise, and Contractors Showdown. Any of these interest you, Dave?
So Arcade Paradise is on other platforms as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a normal version that's a flat screen version of that, right? There's just you build up, you have like a laundrette, and then you put arcade machines, then it becomes like an arcade thing, right? Is that game?
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I mean that looks cool, right? And I think adding VR is cool if it runs well. So that's interesting, and obviously Contractor Showdown is the latest attempt of like a battle royale, 60-player online battle royale. I've watched the footage of it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, that does look pretty good from what I've
It's quite well
seen
priced. It's
too.
£15.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if it's good and you're into that sort of thing, I think that seems like a pretty good deal. The other two I'm not familiar with, to be honest with you.
So
but like I said,
Note Challenge is the
Note Challenge. So I thought you said Note. Yeah, Note Challenge is the
No.
weird phobia game, isn't it?
Yeah, so you got spiders, heights, and clowns in it, and
Yeah,
it's
you get
from
put
what
in
I've seen
situations and you can nope out of it. You can like hit your like wrist 3 times to escape, but it's like you get put into like phobia situations, which is quite funny.
If you two were ranking those 3 phobias from scariest to least, how would you do it?
See, because I think in real life,
I mean, real life. Yeah. That's what I'm going for.
So heights would be the worst one, but I think from what I've seen in the game, the clowns would be the worst one.
Okay, so you're going heights. Was it the spiders and clowns, or the other way around there, Pengi?
I think clowns are the bottom, spiders are the bottom in all 3.
Oh wow, okay. What about you, Dave? How are you ranking these phobias?
I think probably commitment's 1, general malaise is 2, and then spiders is 3.
I don't like spiders. I'll be honest.
Spiders are very scary.
Terrifying. The way they move, isn't it?
Yeah, but not real spiders though. Real clowns are a bit weird. Apart from Ronald McDonald, I like him. Ronald's.
Yeah, but I think most of them are more scary because they tend to be pedos, don't they? I think that's why they're more scary than anything else.
Oh, God.
Right?
Tell you what, Craig's never been welcome to the Clown Academy, I tell you, Jesus.
But the clowns,
in my head, most of them are pedos.
yeah, but the clowns in Note
Someone
Challenge
touching
are
you,
like
little Craig. Are you okay?
Chasing after you, sort of thing.
Are you going to buy any of them, Chris? Let's get this back on track.
So the one that would tempt me out of these would be Contractors Showdown.
Yeah, it looks good.
The least, like out of them is that Astra one. It's got a neat idea. So it's doing MR and VR. So it puts like your room as the spaceship, and it puts like a virtual like console in front of you in your room or whatever. You use the transporter, and then you basically then transport into VR down to like the planet and stuff like that. So, but yeah, apparently that's it, repeated like 7 times, sort of thing. They've got a mechanic there, but it's not good. But Contractor Showdown does look good out of them. And number 9 is more VR news. There's loads of VR news this week. We've got a bunch of announcements with new games. So we have Alien Rogue Incursion, which has just been announced. It was announced on, believe on Alien Day. Announced for this year, coming to PC VR, PSVR 2, and Quest 3. Not the Quest 2. Not sure about the Quest Pro, but it's coming to those platforms. Mudrunners VR also announced, coming soon, coming to Quest 2, 3, and Pro, and Dig VR coming soon as well to Quest 2, 3, and Pro. Any of these do anything for you, Dave?
Not so far. I mean, Alien will be too scary for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other two I just need to research more. But it seems, like you said, it seems to be a random week for VR because a lot has been announced since that OS announcement.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like a green flag for a lot of developers, and they've gone, let's go now. Games. Because quite a lot of games have come out this year anyway. But yeah, no, all cool to see.
Yeah. So out of those three, like personally, I think it's weird because I've played like Resident Evil in VR and like other horror-y titles in VR, but I think Alien will be too scary because it's going to be like pitch black, isn't it, and like the alien chasing after you. So I think that's going to be a bit too scary. That one. Mudrunners, I think that in VR could be interesting in that. But weirdly, the one out of the three, the one I'm most interesting is the Dig VR because you get to go around like little JCB digging up stuff and that. Sim games just look really fun in VR for reasons.
Indeed.
And that is the news.
Lovely. It's great news.
Yeah.
But we move on to the topic of the show, Chris.
Hot.
So before we talk about what we've been buying, what we've been playing, we'll have to preface this in that me and Chloe have in fact bought something, and what we have bought is a Meta Quest 2. Hence all the Quest news that's in the news. So Chloe's going to come over and tell us her first impressions of it in a minute. Craig, do you want to get all of your hatred out of the way now, or are you okay?
Is the Quest 2 the new one, or is it
No,
the
it's
previous
the old one.
Oh, okay.
So it's it costs £179.
Yeah.
And I've got a month free of its equivalent Game Pass service called Quest Plus, which has got quite a lot of games on it. You'll see quite a lot of videos I've been putting on the channel. It's got Tetris on there. It's got all the kind of things you want to play. And I spent £6 on Angry Birds. That's my one purchase for it. It's fun. It's fun, but I'll give my thoughts in a minute. So
sorry, I'm so out of the loop with VR. So is the new one out yet?
Yes. Someone else may have purchased the new one that hasn't arrived yet.
Yes. Yeah, I know that. What's the price difference out of interest? Is that the new one and the old one?
Double, I think. Right, Chris? Chris, how much you pay for your Meta Quest 3?
So I paid because I used very discount thing for their first purchase, £388, and it comes with Asgard's Wrath 2.
Nice.
Which is the big.
What's the difference? I guess what's the.
So the difference is, I think the easiest to put it in layman terms is, at the moment, like Alien seems to be Quest 3 only, but everything else, like Mudrunners VR, is coming to Quest 2 and 3. He'd be easy compared to like a Series S and a Series X. That would be the easiest thing. Like a Mudrunners VR on the Quest 2 would be the Series S version. On the Quest 3 would be the Series X version, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just a more powerful version.
Yeah. There is obviously difference, like the Quest 3 has colour pass-through, where it's black and white in the Quest 2.
But yeah, I think Chris has kind of nailed it. It's kind of like the one S, or no, the S to the X. Yes, we'll get Chloe's thoughts because obviously she's got to hang around me to say these thoughts. So Chloe can hear you. She's heard you the whole time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna come say hello, Chloe.
Hello.
So Chloe,
I was waiting for her to say hello, Chloe. Then.
Right,
yeah,
Chris made that joke for years, for about 10 years. Chris has made that joke. So Chloe, let us know what's your first impressions of your VR headset.
I actually really like it. It kind of reminds me of the Wii.
Right.
We've played it quite a lot.
We have played it quite a lot, to be fair.
We've played more sporty games. We've not really played any of the
Pengles games.
No.
You can call them that.
Okay. The Pengles games.
They're metaphors for depression.
Yeah, no metaphors for depression just yet.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Not yet.
You build up to them, Chloe. You'll get there one day.
Okay. But yeah, we really like it, don't we?
Yeah. So I think the thing for us, like, we had absolutely no expectations for it.
Yeah.
So it was like, we talked about it. We'd wanted the PSVR 2 when it came out, and thankfully, I held off on that because of the price. And then I think we talked about it the other day, and we were like, oh, I wonder how much one of the quests are, because you were quite interested. I was like, well, for $179, if it's crap, I'll sell it.
Yeah, we watched like a few videos, didn't we, of people playing them, and like none of the videos does it justice,
No,
does it?
really
like it's
doesn't.
actually so much better, like using it versus watching it.
Yeah, the 3D effects really good, really quite powerful. And yeah, I mean, so the games wise, we played Sports Scramble, which is basically a game where you play 3 sports. You play baseball, bowling,
Like Wii
and
Sports,
tennis.
isn't it?
Yeah, but it has like a weird twist where like it will just fuck with you. So like you'll be playing tennis and they'd be like, "You've now got a bowling ball," and it's silly fun, which is quite good. What else have you played? I've played a lot of Tetris Effect, which is really good. Fruit Ninja. Yeah, Fruit Ninja's getting pretty competitive now. And obviously I played some Angry Birds. But yeah, so far you're liking it. You're gonna play some more.
Big fan.
Big fan. Obviously we've bought a new strap because that's probably the worst thing about it is the strap it comes with isn't very good.
Yeah, they're pretty awful.
But I bought a new one on Amazon for like 20 quid. So
We want to get Call of Duty as well, don't we?
well, yeah, we want to get the Contractors game for sure. So that might be the next one we buy. And,
have you played? Is it Beat Saber, the one that
I played the demo for
playing?
Beat Saber because there's a free demo and it's good.
Yeah, that's the stream I want to see. I want to see Dave with Pengles
Just me
Beat
killing
Sabering.
him.
Yeah.
It's pretty tiring. They do a Samba
I can imagine it is.
So, but yeah, so is that your closing thoughts, Chloe? And then we'll continue the rest of the chat.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Well,
big fan.
Thank you very much. Now you can take your headset off. You can take your smell away and get over there.
Wow.
Terrible. But so my thoughts are very similar to Chloe's. Really, like we really were expecting nothing because obviously Chris had it and sold it pretty quickly. And I know Chris Pengi should never be a basis for anything.
No. I think that was a good basis for you for the PSVR 2, but
Yeah, I mean, you were the reason I didn't buy it because we were really close to buying the PSVR 2 because we wanted to try Horizon. So for me, it's my first headset, so I've never had a VR headset before. So I was like, well, again, £179. Like, if it's terrible, we'll sell it. But yeah, the other applications, the non-gaming applications, are crazy good, Craig. So last night I watched some Fallout on the Prime VR app, and it is crazy. It's like being in a cinema. Like it has all the lighting effects around the screen. Obviously, it's a massive cinema-sized screen on your face, and it's really good. The headset sound is good, like it's good surround sound. I was like, okay, this is a pretty cool way to use this, and I can see myself.
You know what they need to
more.
bring back, Dave?
What's that, Krieger?
3D football. Did you ever watch that back in the
Yeah.
day? I remember watching that in Riley's back in the day. Put that on a VR headset, that'd be fucking something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, I say like YouTube I use as well has like the 360 videos where you're like in the middle and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I was again for 179, I was very impressed, very very impressed. Games wise that I've played a bit more of, I've played a lot of Tetris Effect Connected, and that is definitely. I mean, we played that game when it was on Game Pass, but this is definitely a better way to play the game.
Tetris
really
Effect.
good.
Like I played that in PSVR 1, and that's like the best way to play that game.
Yeah, and again, it was on Quest Plus. So again, like I've got a free month of Quest Plus, and normally I think it's $7.99. So it's like for the games that are on there, there's 2 new games every month as well. I was like, you know what, that this might be the way to do it without spending a lot of money. I will say their referral system's really interesting. So basically, anytime me or Chris buy anything, we just send each other a code and we automatically get 25% off, and then the person that bought it gets money back as well, which is really clever. And I think their Game Pass service is, I think it's £60 for the year, and then you get £20 in store to use because you've got it for a year. So it seems quite aggressively priced at the moment. Like I said, it does feel like it's on a bit of a boom. This at this current point.
I haven't obviously. I put the VR news, and I think obviously the Horizon OS going like everywhere, like the Android. Like, they did obviously it's end of the financial year. Their Q1 or Q4 or whatever is like really good or something for MetaQuest. Obviously, the Quest 2 has had the price cut, which mostly would have helped it. But it had a really good Q4 as well. So that might be why we suddenly see all these VR games coming out.
And yeah, like I said, it's one of those that I probably need to get you over here to try it, Craig, just to see. But I think if you were a new consumer that wanted to get in on VR and try it, I would definitely recommend the Quest 2. but it's just so cheap. Like, it's cheaper than a Switch. It's cheaper than, I think the only thing that's close is a Series S, really. And obviously I did try the Game Pass app, Craigo. So you can connect your Xbox controller to it. It's Bluetooth, it's fine. And then you can play like the cinema mode version of Game Pass. So I played some Persona 3 basically in a cinema. And it worked really well. The Wi-Fi is really good on it, so it was streamed, but I don't think you could tell. But yeah, I was quite impressed with that as well. And that's something with an Xbox partnership as well that I'm like, I might play a few more games. It's basically like a handheld on my face. So if I can lie in bed and play Yakuza and Persona.
This sounds like the best way to play the walking sims. There you go, Dave.
Yeah,
it's going to get you in.
If you're going to grind some easy achievements, it's probably a pretty good way to do it, you know? Still wouldn't play Open Roads. That's still trash. But yeah.
You did play Open Roads, Dave.
I know, but I've erased it from my mind. But yeah, so really impressed with our first impressions. Obviously, me and Chris will inevitably do more videos about VR now, because we both have headsets. So yeah, before we move on to what we're buying and playing otherwise, Pengi, is there any little bits you want to stick in pre your Quest 3 arrival?
So obviously you've got the Quest Plus and you've played some Tetras on it. I'm not sure what else you've played through. Oh, you've played the Sports Scramble game, I guess, through Quest
Yeah, I
Plus.
played Walkabout Mini Golf as well, by the way, Craigo. So there's 2 golf games that you would love. There's one called Walkabout Mini Golf, which is just great mini golf fun. Then there's a whole PGA licensed golf game called Golf Plus, which is just playing like actual golf that is stupidly good with VR. Who knew?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, obviously you got the what's it called, golf coming soon, haven't you? The yeah, I didn't know there's any other Quest Plus. Like, saying when I had my Quest 2, Quest Plus wasn't a thing. When I get my Quest 3, okay, it comes with Asgard's Wrath 2, which is obviously like the big game on Quest. So like I must do the same as you, take up a whatever, is it a month or a week or whatever?
There's
for
a
Quest
month.
Plus?
It's a free month. Yeah, and there's a good 15 games on here. So stuff I haven't played that's on here. Demio is on Plus. Espire 1 VR operative. Jurassic World Aftermath, Until You Fall, The Climb, Red Matter, A Township Tale. Onward.
Red Matter's supposed to be pretty good, and I don't know if that had a Quest 3 update, but Red Matter 2 did, and it's like one of the games where you can see the difference between the Quest 2 and the Quest 3. It was quite impressive.
And
obviously, the new game of Contractors coming out is pretty thing, and obviously you got this really big sale on at the moment, but
the monthly game as well. Sorry, Pengi, has it's Drop Dead Dual Strike Edition, which has a MetaQuest 3 update and Floor Plan 2, and that changes on May 1st.
So that changes first. It's obviously, I guess, because of all the because there's the MR Drop Dead game as well, which turns your room into like a cabin thing, but it's not that one thing. And I guess another one, will you try or whatever, it's called Horizon's World, and it's like a bit like PlayStation Home from I know, and it's like it's got its own TV series in it called The Faceless Lady and stuff on it, like matter of like paid like for like a TV series, a bit like I guess Apple TV, and there's like other stuff you can do with people in Horizon World, so I don't know if that's something you're gonna check out.
I'll probably end up checking quite a lot out, to be honest with you. It's we're only a couple of days in, and what I've played so far and what I've used so far, I've found quite interesting. So I'm definitely my eyes are open to try stuff, because it's all quite well priced and put together, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm kind of like, let's see how this stuff goes. There's some stuff. There's a huge wish list of games I want to play and buy, including a Warhammer 40,000 game, Craig.
There's a couple of them here.
Right, so I'm kind of like, okay, we'll try and we'll see. Like if it burns out within a month, it burns out within a month. If it's something I'm still using in a year's time, then that's great. And when we eventually move away, maybe we'll upgrade and get a Quest 3. But like I said, right now, for the initial look of it, very impressed. And I think for the price, like I would recommend it. Like I don't think, from talking to you about previous VRs, I would necessarily have recommended it, but for this and this price, the tech is really impressive. So fair play to it.
Is that Half-Life game on it? Is Chris finally able to play that Half-Life game?
Technically, I could play it through Steam Link and PC VR and stuff, but obviously, my laptop most probably will struggle to run Half-Life Alex.
I think, to be honest with you, Craig, so there's to talk about the future, and obviously me and Chris are going to do a VR show at some point. You've got Metal Hellsinger VR, you've got Metro VR, there's Resident Evil 4 VR. So that kind of game, I honestly feel like maybe might even be more advanced from Alex at this point, because Alex came out a couple of years ago now. So like, I'm more willing to try the Metro game and definitely Metal Hellsinger, because I feel like that's going to work really well for VR. But yeah, I think Alex will come eventually. If they're going to unify it, like, if not, it's the only thing worth playing on Steam VR, right? So
yeah, it's sort of thing.
yeah.
And if they, like, obviously, if they are going to start making like Quest 3 exclusives, like Alien Rogue Incursion, maybe like Alex can come over to like Quest 3 or something. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, that's VR. Obviously, we're going to talk about it a lot more. Just need you to break now, Craigo, so we can play some 3-player Beat Saber.
Yeah. Or get Craig and get one and get him. We'll get a contractor showdown and our little squad.
You imagine us trying to play fucking VR Battle Royale.
Ow.
You'd be shot in the face within a minute, and then me and Craig would be trying to.
So I still have vivid memories of playing PUBG with you when that first came to Xbox, and it was the biggest game in the world, Dave. Everyone knew what PUBG was, and I was playing with Chris Pengelly, and he's there like, "Oh, I've just died. I was killed by some blue stuff."
I think I was in that game as well.
Like,
I remember.
I'm just like, Chris, what are you doing with your life?
Yes.
Chris.
Yeah.
There's no hope. So let's move on to the last segment of the show. What we've been buying, what we've been playing. Craigo, we've talked a lot, so let's get some Craig action. What have you bought? What have you played this week?
Well, nothing kind of thing. No, nothing. I finished Shadow of the Colossus on PlayStation 5, boys.
Woohoo.
I am now 1 for 5 on the backlog challenge.
Hell yeah.
I think I just had the last Colossus to do last week, so I did that. The last Colossus is a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a letdown. Because it really revolves around some climbing mechanics, and some of the controls for that just aren't very good, and a bit awkward, a bit clumsy. That was a bit of a weird sour note to end on, but I do think overall it's a good game, and I do think there's more good Colossi fights than bad ones. So I would recommend that game to someone who's not played it and is curious. I did look as well, Pengi. There's the old controls are available on it. Apparently, you can toggle between. I didn't try toggling between, so I didn't want to experience that, but it is an option for you.
Yeah. What did you think of the end, Craig?
The end
Must have really stuck with you, Craig, with that response.
what, the big demon?
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, it's alright, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Penguin.
Sorry, should I have got more from it? Should I have got more from it, Mark, Chris?
Well, yeah, the ending was great in that game, but
Yeah, it was alright.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, the people turn up, don't they? Fine. So
Yeah.
I don't think it changed my life.
It's
It's not me every time at Pengi, but it was alright. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you had to be there in 2006 or whatever year it was.
Maybe. So yeah, that was that done. And then after that, I started Harold Halibut on Xbox through Game Pass. That already came out. I'm really liking it, boys. This is the claymation indie game. It's got that kind of stop motion claymation effect. It looks incredible. It has a weird mixture of that claymation, but also has incredible lighting, and it's obviously got HDR and stuff like that. So it looks beautiful. It's got it's made by the company that make it, the developers. I think they're called Slow Bros. They're based in Cologne in Germany, but it feels like such a British game. So I don't know if they are German devs or British devs living in Germany. I didn't research that far. But it feels like such a like old fashioned like British TV show. It feels like remember we used to watch that like it's like TV Gold on Sky. Like it's got that serious vibe to it. It feels like a very like old school British like sci-fi story. And it is really cool. It's really unique going back and playing something like that. The voice acting is brilliant. You play as this kind of like very like goofy, dorky everyman, but it's done in like a quite a playful like fun way as opposed to just like kind of just taking the piss and being like mean. It's really cool. So I'm I think about chapter 4 I'm up to now. So I think there's 6 chapters. I'm probably about halfway through. I've been trying to do as much as because there are like side quests and side activities in it as well. So I'm trying to do as many of them as I can. Trying to get as many achievements as I can. I think I've annoyingly missed one of the achievements. But I think there is chapter 6, so I could go back and get that if I wanted to. But yeah, no, from what I've played so far, I'd really recommend it. I think it's very good. It's a very like fresh like game. It's not the sort of thing you comes around very often. You know, a like a claymation game, which feels like an old school British TV show. So yeah, no, that's what I've played, but I definitely recommend some Harold Halibut if you are curious.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is. I'll have a little look now, but that might be the one sticking point, I guess, because it's fine if you have Xbox, you have Game Pass. But if it's £50 or something like that, that's probably a bit much.
Yeah, definitely.
£30 is basically, so it's not too bad.
That sounds too much for a game.
I think it's about. It's quite lengthy. I think it's about like 10 hours or so. So.
God, these indie games are out of control, Gregor. They're out of control.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, if that's all you've played, Pengi, what have you been up to?
So I've got 2 pickups that have come this week. One of them is based back off the back of our 3DS Yap, and that was Metroid: Samus Returns, which I've picked up for the 3DS.
Nice.
So got that.
Have you played it, or has that gone straight in the cupboard?
It is currently on a shelf, right? Because it arrived yesterday, so I've not played any of that yet. So it's gone on the shelf.
Is there any hope, Gregor?
So I was about to ask: is it going from the shelf to the cupboard, or is it going from a shelf into a video game console? Pengi or something?
It might go into a video game console.
Oh, that's never going into a video game console, then, Dave. Oh, sad times.
I think if you were to ask me what I'm playing on Nintendo at the moment, I would say Samus Returns. So yeah, so it's got some hope. Of being played. And then the other thing that turned up yesterday, and the only thing I've played this week, and I don't know how long I'm into it. I just defeated the 3rd boss, and I've just got to the city in Stellar Blaze. Which
yeah, big jiggly ass, right?
Yeah. I've now got a red costume from my pre-order bonus, so Eve is now in a red version of her suit instead of green. Also got an orange one I unlocked earlier in the game.
Yeah, skin tight's what you're going for, though, isn't it, Pengi?
That's all the options. It's at the moment it's the same costume in green, orange, or red, or no costume.
Yeah, that's the one you want.
But then you have no shield and stuff like that.
You don't need a shield, Pengi.
You do need a shield.
Yeah, good, right?
Yeah, you need a shield. Otherwise it's a thing. Yeah, as the moment is good. I think playing weirdly, I never played the demo, but playing Rise of Ronin, I really helped because obviously in this it's very similar. Of the enemy comes to you, you got to watch their attacks, parry their attack, do the dodge, all that. It's got camps and stuff like a Souls game, and if you die, you lose your XP and all that good stuff. And up on the D-pad is how to use your flask to heal. Yeah, it's got a lot of Souls elements. So, I was going to play 2 Souls-likes back to back. What's next? An actual Souls game from me.
Demon Souls must be after that, Pengi.
Yeah. I do think these obviously are much more forgiving thing, and like I said, Rise of Ronin was kind of Ubisoft-y with its open world. Well, this has been really linear at the moment, and it's just the classic thing like, where am I supposed to go? Oh, it's the big yellow, climbing frame that's been painted, and that you've got to, climb, and that's the way you go, sort of thing. But yeah, really enjoying the couple of hours I played so far in that. Like I said, I've done 3 bosses. I don't know how many there is in total. I could easily look because I think they're all tied to the trophies and stuff like that. But yeah, see how it goes. Especially now I've got the city and there's NPCs and all that stuff. So like, will there be side quests and things like that? I don't really know. And then there's fishing. That's about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that everything, Pengi?
Yes.
Nice. So let's end this with me. On the Switch, I haven't played anything this week. Obviously did Splatoon last week. Got all my shells, and we'll get back on that at some point. On the Xbox, I have been playing. I started GTA 4: The Lost and Damned because I was just bored at work one day, and I was going through my games. I was like, what do I want to play? I was like, I could play the DLC. And I played the first couple of missions. It's very brown. 2009 360 game, but I might get back to it. It's not very long, so that and Ballad of Gay Tony I need to play at some point. And I finally started, I'm a couple hours into Persona 3 Reload. Like I said, I played some of it on Quest and some of it on console, but I'm enjoying that. I want to finish that game so that I can play Metaphor at the end of the year. I think that's about it on Xbox. I'm trying to think if anything else has come up. I don't think it has yet.
Does your progression cross over between your Quest and your Xbox?
Yeah, it's all cloud. It's all game
There
save.
you go. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good selling point. Like I said, it's not to bang it home, but like it's a good option. It's a really good option because Xbox does everything properly. So if you want to lie in bed with a cinema screen and play Halo Infinite, you can. Your save will carry over. So. That's good. On PlayStation, I am near the end of Grand Blue Fantasia Relink, so I'll probably get that done probably pretty soon, and then get that sold, and then
I actually had a showcase as well this week of like new quests and new characters coming and stuff like that.
It was cool, but it's once I've played the game, I'm probably done with that. To be honest, it's fun, but it's quite repetitive. I think if you had a group, I think it'd be different, but single player, it's like, okay, it's fine. And then I don't really know what I'm going to play next. I'm still hankering to maybe play Fallout 4 now that it's had its update, but we'll see. Obviously Jedi as well. It's never enough games, boys. Never enough games. And obviously, like I said, on Quest, I've been dabbling with lots of things. I haven't got into a proper gamey game yet. I'm looking at a couple. I think maybe Sushi Ben I might pick up, which is kind of like a Japanese anime minigame story thing. Looks quite funny. And obviously, maybe Asgard's Wrath, if me and Pengi get a big old pushback of referral points when he gets his. So I've referred him for the console, Craig, which is a thing you can do, and you can get £23 back for that. So that's a quite big
which I hope works, because obviously I already have an account and previous with Quest 2, but from what I gather, it should work, so we should get that.
Yeah, because it's either that or Assassin's Creed Nexus is probably the two things I want to get.
And I should also be able to refer Dave to Asgard's Wrath, which would give Dave 25% off that. So it's £45, but obviously you would have 25% off.
Plus the £23 gift card, Craig, and you can see why. The 90-hour, 10 out of 10 rated game, like if I can get that for a tenner, I might give it a go. But yeah, I think it's an exciting time. There's lots of games on everything at the minute, but also lots of backlog to be had. So, yeah. Games. Games. But yes, if no one's got anything else to add, we'll end it there. Thank you for watching if you got this far, and let us know if you've got any VR experience at all, you want to let us know. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.